World War II killed more people, involved more nations, and cost more money than any other war in history. Altogether, 70 million people served in the armed forces during the war, and 17 million combatants died. Civilian deaths were even greater. At least 19 million Soviet citizens, 10 million Chinese, and 6 million European Jews lost their lives during the war. World War II was truly a global war. Some 70 nations took part in the conflict, and fighting took place on the continents of Africa, Asia, and Europe, as well as on the high seas. Entire societies participated as soldiers or as war workers, while others were persecuted as victims of occupation and mass murder. World War II cost the United States 1 million casualties and nearly 400,000 deaths. In both domestic and foreign affairs, its consequences were far-reaching. It ended the unemployment of the Great Depression, brought millions of married women into the workforce, initiated sweeping changes in the lives of the nation's minority groups, and dramatically expanded the government's presence in American life. On September 1st, 1939, soon after Nazi Germany signed a treaty of peace and friendship with the Soviet Union, World War II began when Germany invaded Poland. The Nazis soon controlled most of Western Europe, but were unable to defeat Great Britain. In June 1941, Hitler broke his peace treaty with Stalin, and the Nazis invaded the Soviet Union. By November 1942, the Nazis controlled territory from Norway to North Africa and from France to deep into the Soviet Union. In 1943, however, the Soviets began to push the Nazis out of the Soviet Union, back towards Germany across Eastern Europe. The United States had entered the war following a surprise attack by Japan on the U.S. Pacific Fleet in Hawaii in December 1941. Hitler, along with Japan, quickly declared war on the United States. After defeating the Germans in North Africa, the United States and its allies invaded Sicily in July 1943 and forced Germany's ally, Italy, to surrender in September of that year. And on D-Day, the 6th of June 1944, the Allies landed in northern France and began fighting their way towards Germany from the west, while the Soviets continued to advance towards Germany from the east. The Germans, caught between the American and Soviet armies, surrendered in May 1945. In the Pacific, the United States and its allies had halted Japanese expansion at the Battle of Midway in 1942 and in other campaigns in the South Pacific. From 1943 to August 1945, the Allies hopped westward from island to island across the Central Pacific towards Japan and also battled the Japanese in China, Burma, and India. The fighting was incredibly brutal. Japan agreed to surrender in August 1945 after the Soviet Union declared war on Japan, and at nearly the same moment, the United States dropped the world's first atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.